Hello, everybody, and welcome to a Murders at Karlov Manor draft. We're going to be diving straight in. It's best of three because that's what you'll be playing at FNM, and I'm excited to get to the set. Okay, our rare Krenko's Buzz Crusher. If you just read this as a 4-mana 4/4 flying trampler, that's pretty close to what this card is. You're not really going to be hitting many lands with this, and overall, just a pretty solid, like, just 4-mana 4/4 flying with trample is just a great rate. Like, you can't jump it with Thopters, and that's just a good card. There's also Wrench, which is a little bit expensive to equip, but you can get rid of it in the late game. I tend to not love clunky cards like this. Eliminate the Impossible is pretty solid if you have the right build, I think. Where if you're trying to be a little bit, like, bait your opponent into making a big attack against you. I don't love this guy just because 2 toughness is so weak against Shock in this set. This card's pretty good, but it's multiple colors. And then I think the best common here is Loxodon Eavesdropper. But I'm just going to take the great standalone 4/4 flying trample threat. And I think I might even second pick the Loxodon. I love this card. It's a cool card. It gets you a nice 2-for-1. You love being able to sacrifice a clue. Okay. Here, there's Archdruid's Charm. So this can be a, like, removal spell. It can search you for a creature that's good. But it costs triple green. And that's a pretty big liability in limited. You really need to have like 10 sources of a color to reliably get triple of that. And even then you won't really have that on turn 3. I'm going to just steer clear for now. Get a leg up is like a medium combat trick, but can sometimes do good stuff. Night Drinker Moroi is a like very nice aggressive threat. I already have a nice aggressive like attacker. So this could fit nicely into that. Like just always try to have a 4-powered flyer on turn 4. And then there's Tunnel Tipster, which I do like as a like 2-drop that can like facilitate your like flipping of things. This land is also pretty good, I think. I'm going to take the Night Drinker Moroi and maybe lean towards a red-black aggro deck, but I don't have to play any of these colors. I just think that that's a decent place to start. Okay, so pick 3. The uncommons are actually not great other than this one, so I'll go through them. Sudden Setback is kind of just an inefficient like removal / counter / it just costs double blue. It's a little bit hard to use. It's playable, but not a high priority for me. Polygraph Orb I think is just way too slow. The fact that you lose life when you play it, and then it's just kind of a slow late game thing, more of a sideboard card for those grindy matchups. Sample Collector I like as just a way to get a little bit of an extra juice, but the problem is that it's hard to fill your graveyard by turn 3 to just really start rolling with this. Insidious Roots is actually a good combo with the Sample Collector. Like you get this into play, and then you start exiling your creatures. The commons aren't great. This is like maybe one of the better ones. I might just speculate on Insidious Roots because I could still just be black-green, and this could be one of the best cards in my deck if I am in black-green. Not really a great red card. This one's okay, but just down to go this direction for now. It was a speculative pick, though, so I'm happy to move away from it. I think Reckless Detective is great. It fits perfectly into this kind of red-black type build that I could go for with my Night Drinker Moroi and Krenko's Buzz Crusher. But this is just a 2-drop that you don't really want in your defensive decks because it has to attack to be anything more than a 0/3. But if you do have the ability to attack, then you get to have a 2/3 that loots you when you attack. You just discard a card, draw a card, or I guess rummaging, but that's still pretty good. So I'm going to take that, I think. There is Unscrupulous Agent, which I wouldn't mind playing. It also goes well with this Insidious Roots as like a disposable creature that you can like chump with early and then get to your graveyard. But I think this card's enough better that it's worth taking. And we kind of have like haven't seen a ton of like green to go with the Insidious Roots anyway. I don't like Soul Search. Okay. Presumed Dead. So when it dies, it comes back and suspect it. So that goes well. It doesn't go well with this guy at all. You take so much damage. This card, it actually goes well with because it'll come back on the front side. So if I have Presumed Dead and I have like a giant flip guy, then the Presumed Dead will like bring it back as like a flyer with a cool ability. But Presumed Dead is an uncommon, so I'm less likely to see that. So I might just take the Presumed Dead now and then prioritize taking some more of the flip guys because that's a cool little combo to go for. Again, I don't think this red card is anything special. It's like fine, but like they can just block with the 2/2. This guy's okay. Okay, and now we see a few blue cards. I mean, a lot of blue cards, honestly. There's also Wisp Drinker Vampire. They went this way. We haven't seen a ton of red. I guess we first picked a red card and we saw like one red card. Haven't seen a ton of green. There are a lot of good blue cards in this pack. Crime Stopper, Sprite is nice. Curious Inquiry is pretty nice. Case of the Filched Falcon is pretty nice. I might just take the Curious Inquiry. I think this is the highest upside card in the pack. I haven't really seen a lot of white at all, so I don't really want to go into the Wisp Drinker. But I think of the blue cards, I'd most like to try this one. They went this way is fine, but I don't think green has been open. Late copy of this, but we see a Detective's Satchel late, and I'm down to try and jump onto this train. Go with the Curious Inquiry. We're seeing a lot of blue. Dramatic Accusation. This card's like kind of funny, but not that great. Evidence Examiner is actually pretty good if you can set it up, but I don't think green is necessarily open, though we have seen 2 of these now. But I think Detective Satchel is a really good grindy card, and we just picked a blue card. So we'll like try to prioritize some evasion to start. Like this can make Thopters. It's a great combo with Curious Inquiry. Ooh, this is coming in together nicely. Cornered Crook plays great if we can get some disposable artifacts running around. Seeing a little blue-black card for Lonius Rage. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how this is going. Now we get a nice little Bubble Smuggler. Nice 2-drop or a Ward Guy. Just a flexible card that you can play. I don't like Breakout. This card's just not really playable in my opinion because just too expensive for what it does. I'm happy to get a Bubble Smuggler. Ooh, all green. I'll take Tunnel Tipster. Archdruid's Charm is still just too hard to cast, but I could potentially see myself going that direction. And now I'm going to take Deduce, draw a card, investigate, fuel some synergies, potentially. Behind the Mask. If you only have 1 copy of these Collect Evidence cards, it can just, the versatility alone is pretty good. And a Vengeful Creeper last pick. That's a pretty good card. Okay, pack 2. Okay, so right off the bat, our rare, or one of our potential rares, is a No Witnesses, which is a board sweeper. And also just to take stock, we're most likely to try to play blue-red to go with the Satchel. We get to play our Cornered Crook and Buzz Crusher, which are 2 of our best cards, and Detective. Our black didn't seem crazy open. We second picked this card and took this card third as a speculation. This card's pretty neat if we are collecting evidence. We get to make a Thopter whenever we do that, and we can make a Thopter when he collects evidence. There's also a Gadget Technician, which is just a nice little like card on color. This card's not great. This card is pretty nice for dealing damage because if they sacrifice their artifacts, it does work. I don't think I really want to take a 4-drop here. I've already got a couple of 4-drops. I want to maintain my curve, so I think I'm just going to take the Technician. This card is, like, I don't have a Collect Evidence deck, really. And this makes me artifacts, which I care about. What's this do? Oh, discard to draw 2. If you have no cards in hand, it's unsolved, and then you can start going through your deck. That's pretty good. There's also Galvanize, though, which we are going to take. 2 mana, deal 3, or sometimes deal 5. In our deck, dealing 5 is a pretty distinct possibility. And this one's nice, but our deck might not even be able to get empty-handed that easy because we can like sacrifice our clues for cards. And Galvanize is a very good card. This card is worth noting because you can cast it at instant speed. So if your opponent attacks you with 2 creatures, you steal one of them, block the one creature with the other, and you can kill one of their creatures that way. I also love the flavor text. They're caught red-handed and they say, "Wait, stop, I've been framed." Extremely convincingly. Galvanize, nice pickup. And now there is a Suspicious Detonation, which is a way to be a kill spell, but also cheaper if we sack the artifact this turn. But I'm just going to take the Reckless Detective because it does exactly what we want. I'm going to start shaving the cards so we can look at our deck. And this card just does what we need. It attacks. It can block like 2/2s, which means it can block disguise creatures. But it's also just really nice for attacking. I don't often like to block disguise creatures with these sorts of guys because they can like flip their card into like a 3/2 and then I'll get wrecked, but I like having this as an attacker. Helps me lean aggressive with my deck. And now there's another Galvanize. This is really going quite well, I would say. This pack has gone excellent so far. Yeah, I've got a bunch of good red cards, a couple good blue-red cards, a couple good blue cards. This one goes well with the Reckless Detective, I feel like. Make it into a 1/4. Burden of Proof actually is pretty decent because I have some detectives. I have 2 detectives. Both of these guys are detectives. I'll take the Galvanize, though. This card's not great, but I love Out Cold. I think this is a very nice card. Just gets you a nice tempo advantage, lets you keep attacking, or helps buy you time for if you're being defensive. And it makes that clue, which will let me set up my synergies, or just replace itself. So, nice little pickup. And now I'm going to take the tempo play, unauthorized exit over the innocent bystander. I don't think this card's terrible. You can play it, but I think just getting my first copy of this is nice. This card's decent too. Just deal X damage to things. Late game, you can just zap them. Okay. X times X is the total number of creatures. Or there's this option. Or there's this option. Kind of want to take this or this. Whoops. I didn't really want either of those that badly. Okay, perfect. I'll take this card. For what it's worth, I would probably going to take the 1 mana combat trick thing. Because I was counting my 2-drop count, and I have 1, 2, like 3 2-drops already that are much better. I'm happy to take a Crime Stopper Sprite. Ooh, we wield Vengeful Tracker. That could be good. I don't think we need multiple Bubble Smugglers just yet. And behind the mask, we already have one that we're probably not playing. A Vengeful Tracker can do some damage. Caught red-handed, we'll take its sideboard card. This card's really powerful in your red-white decks. I'm not going to try to splash right now, but I'm going to take this for the sideboard. I'll take this guy for the sideboard. Enters or attacks, you can sack an artifact to draw a card. That's pretty reasonable. Like, it just helps save you some mana on clues. And this card's not playable, I don't think. Cool, we have a great situation going into pack 3. And there's another Detective Satchel. I think I'll just snap that one up. There is Anzarag's Rampage as kind of a sideboard card for if you're against a lot of artifacts. Because if you destroy like 3 clues with this, that's like pretty good. But I would never main deck this card. And I would be have to be very sure they have a lot of artifacts before siding this in. And Assemble the Players is like, you can cast a creature with power 2 or less from the top of your library. Is just like, it's such a narrow subset of your deck, even if you include disguise creatures. Like, if a quarter of your deck is Assemble the Players castable, then you're like drawing, like, getting 1 card out of it every like 4 turns or something. Or every 3 turns probably, if you're like manipulating your deck or something. Still. Okay. Now there's another Galvanize. We're just going to keep taking these. This card's also pretty good as a way to, similarly to the Benthic Criminologists, just sacrifice your clues a little bit easier. This card would be pretty good in my deck, I think, because like a Detective Satchel turns it on, so maybe we'll try to wheel this. There is a Dramatic Accusation in the pack, and so somebody might take this, and then I wheel the other blue card. Not counting on it, but 3 Galvanize is pretty good. Let's zoom in here. Conspiracy Unraveler. I can collect evidence 10 rather than pay the mana cost for spells that I cast. I feel like that's a little bit of a trap. I am tempted by this Gearbane Orangutan. Because I can either make it a, like, I feel like I'm oftentimes going to just play this and kill one of their clue guys. I can equip to detectives for cheaper. I don't have that many detectives. I have 4 detectives. Not super interested in this. This guy's just a big top-end guy. I already have a couple of those. I'm just going to take the Orangutan. 7 mana 6/6 flyer. Actually, I'm just going to take this as a late game card. 7 mana 6/6 flyer could be pretty good if the games are going longer. I can even just sideboard it in when the matchups are good for it. I'll take a Granite Witness now. As just like a card that I could potentially like play as just purely for the flip ability. Okay, Deduce. Sure, I'll take another one of those. My deck is kind of a mid-rangey deck. It didn't end up that aggressive, so the Reckless Detectives are kind of maybe a bit out of place. I'll just take a 5/5. Actually, I'll take this guy. Because I can just flexibly cast it on turn 3. Concealed Weapon. I figured I took this over. Kind of a quick turnaround on my memory right there. I will actually take 1 copy of this card. I think normally I'd rather have Candlestick, even though I don't love it. But I think this card, even though there's a lot of cards that can't be countered, with 3 Galvanize, I'll be able to hold it up a lot, I think. Like, I have a lot of instants to go with this, so I think 1 copy is fine. Cool, I can play this as my sideboard card, or I can just take a Bubble Smuggler. I don't think I'll need to. I have plenty of playables here. I'll take the sideboard card, and maybe I'll get to show it off. Another sideboard card. Perfect. I did not wheel that blue card that I was thinking about, but that's okay. This deck turned into a really cool control deck. I don't think I want this card. And I think Conspiracy Unraveler was the right pick now. I was mostly thinking with 2 Detective Satchels, I'm just going to try to enable these. Ooh, I wield the Gearbane Orangutan anyway. Perfect. And I can cut this card maybe for one of these 2 guys. Because just this card's good, but it's an attacking card, and I don't really attack as well as I might. So my 4 cards that I'm most likely to cut are these 4. Ooh, nice little 5/5. I'm happy to have that, actually. That'll make my deck construction a little bit easier, I think. Okay, so not really interested in this guy. Would I rather just have Jaded Analyst than the Reckless Detective? Let's just see how much of a control deck I am. I've kind of got some nice control elements. 2 Detective Satchels is just a lot of value. 2 Deduces. A lot of instant speed shenanigans. I definitely don't think I want the Inside the Mask. Curious Inquiry. When it deals combat damage. I have some Flyers and Thopters, so I'm going to keep this in. It turns any of my Thopters into a must-kill threat, and I can pretty easily get back the card. So I'm going to keep that in. I think Reckless Detective is the most likely to go. And I think this is probably a 17-land deck. I'm counting my 3 drops here. I've got like these cards to help smooth my draws. Even though I have a 7-drop, I think 17 is where I want to be. Equal mana perfectly. I think I will lean towards blue then because of my card draw helping me find my second color, though this is a double red card. I reasonably can't keep a hand that doesn't have both. This is only when it attacks. So I think I will cut both of them for one of these instead. And I was leaning towards blue anyway, and this just keeps my colors more consistent. Yeah, I think Vengeful Tracker is still just worth playing. It can add up on damage. And then I can always try this card out or think, oh, whenever I draw the Jaded Analyst, would it be better as the other guy? Bubble Smuggler is fine as a 3-drop. Yeah, I think this is going to be pretty good. I'm excited to see how it does. Tap or untap target creature. That's pretty reasonable. 3 mana, and then you flip it for 2 blue. And it's a flyer with Vigilance. I don't think I need the win con, though. I'm just going to keep the deck like this for now. And we will see what we shall see. I'm excited to see how it does. And I will see you folks in the games. Before I get to the games, I want to give a huge shout out to all of the patrons who support the channel at patreon.com/NicolaiBolas. Patreon is a way to directly contribute to the channel if you are enjoying my videos and gain access to some cool rewards in the process. It's like if you ate a delicious meal, or in this case, watched a video that you really enjoyed, and then wanted to send a tip and in exchange gain access to some cool rewards, like if your waiter brought you an extra cookie or something like that. Anyway, huge shout out to those who support at the credits level as well. But without further ado, let's get to the games. Welcome to round 1. This is a pretty easy keep. We're on the draw. We have the Deduce, which will help us find not only more lands, but also hopefully our second color. We only have 1 red spell. Rubble Pelt Maverick, or Rubble Belt. For some reason, I always want to say Pelt instead of Belt. That's a pretty good turn 1 play, but it's pretty slow as well. Pretty slow. Okay, so green-black should be a slow matchup, but they're coming out swinging. If they just take a turn to suspect this, I'll be pretty okay with that. There's our color. I'll play this as a ward creature. Ah! This is where I'm going to buy myself a lot of time. Collect Evidence 4 is the way I kill this. I definitely have the Collect Evidence to do that. But instead, I'm just going to use my Out Cold. Tap these 2 guys. I don't have to pay the ward because this can't be countered. Oh, it doesn't even give me the option to do it. And now they won't even get to attack next turn either. If I can use this window to set up my Detective Satchel combo. Oh, it looks like I will be able to do such a thing. I play this. I can't immediately make a 1/1. I could play Crime Stopper, tap this thing again. I'm just going to play this. It's not mana efficient this turn, but I'm going to be able to start making 1/1s every turn. I have such a huge card advantage here. And my Galvanize is going to be able to kill this thing. And then I'm just going to pull ahead on cards. They only have 4 mana. They attacked with this guy, so they don't have anything too devastating anyway. Draw. Okay. I have collected evidence. Well, that's not good. This has Menace now. Okay, well. Our plan did not work flawlessly there. That's okay. Dang it. I guess I could have done that at instant speed so they wouldn't have their mana up now. Or they wouldn't have gotten the attack in. Okay, I will jump block here. Okay. Start by drawing a card. Perfect. That is exactly what I needed. I have already sacked the thing this turn, so I will just take this guy down. I have collected evidence once more. I think I will draw the card now. Because if I hit a land, I might want to play it. Yep. I'm dead if they have a removal spell for my Thopter this turn. Okay, not quite dead. Still alive. Oh, they killed that. Oh, well. That's good for me. They're getting some good value here, but I'm hanging in there. I will collect evidence. Okay, I collected evidence. I will tap this guy. Essentially lets me sacrifice my clues for free. And now I can Curious Inquiry onto my guy and get even more clues. Okay. I'll make sure to hold an extra land so this guy doesn't get me. This is a tight game. I can't let this guy attack me. I've used a lot of my removal. 2 of my galvanizers are gone. If they have +3/+3, I can't afford to take this anyway. Sorry. I'm kind of priced into blocking here. But I don't want to give them a free. Okay. Well, that's a good draw. Investigate, draw a card. Oh, that's going to be good. Oh, that's going to be very good. Making a 4/4 reach is pretty good here. Maybe my opponent will forget it has reach. No! So they can get this guy, or they can galvanize something. That's a problem. That is a problem. Hopefully they go for the 5/5. The cornered crook is much worse than the 5/5. Yes. Okay, perfect. Secret reach, secret reach, secret reach. Yes! Secret reach! Okay, folks. Let this be a lesson. Gear Bang Orangutan has reach. I think that's the game, honestly, which is kind of crazy to say, but... Yeah, I'm going to sack this. That means if I draw a land from this, yeah, I can then do all of my stuff. Okay, this flyer is looking real good right now. Do I have 10? I do. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. How devastating is that? Oh my gosh. Because they milled me for 3, I can collect evidence here. Oh, devastation. I'm just going to attack with this just to be safe. Oh my gosh. This is humming on all cylinders. Oh, what a game. Oh my gosh. Conspiracy has been unraveled. There can be many motives and opportunities, but there is always only one truth. Okay. This gives me exactly 11 points of flying. And that's the game. This doesn't have secret reach, right? Yep. Boom. Yes! Oh, that was so satisfying. What a win. Well, I think I was glad that I had the 3/2 instead of the 0/3 because I was on blocking duty. Okay, view battlefield. Return to sideboard. View battlefield. Haha, it's all cloaked in mystery. Yes. Well, I guess I'll have to remember what they had, because the battlefield is but a clue. Okay, well, they didn't have a ton of artifacts, so I don't want this. I'm thinking about bringing in Caught Red-Handed, because taking control of their Death Touch guy seems like it's a recipe for a nice 2-for-1. And then they can't even really do this. I guess they can still do that. All artifacts. Turning something into a 1/1 doesn't seem good against the Death Toucher. Could bring in this as an extra defensive body. The Gearbane didn't seem like it killed that much stuff. They didn't have a ton of artifacts. They had some flying, but I think I'd rather just have the extra 2/2. Reasonable Doubt seems good. Bubble Smuggler may be okay. Really liked Out Cold. I think Rebel Pelt Braggart is unnecessary. Let's just bring in a cheap card for that. And we're just bringing in basically a Jaded Analyst for a 5/5. And we're taking out this guy for... Oh, the Caught Red-Handed. So we're swapping a 5-drop for a 5-drop and a 3-drop for a 2-drop, essentially, I think. Is what it came down to. I'm going to want to make sure I save my Galvanizes for their key threats and try to play around them having that +2/+0 card. Okay. I'm happy with this hand. I'm glad that I have this Jaded Analyst. They're mulliganing. Caught Red-Handed. We have both of our sideboard cards. This could have been the one from the main deck, but we'll have to see how they perform. Remember, this could have just been a 5/5. And not the exact situation where you want your Conspiracy Raveler, but it's okay. The Repeat Offender. Perfect, a land. Just what we needed. We're one land away from getting these Detectives' satchels rolling. I will block. Trading 2-drop seems fine. Yep, they play a ward creature. And we have hit our lands. Perfect. As I still don't think 18 lands is correct for this deck because I have those 2 deduces which help me hit my land drops in the early turns. So this could be their flyer. Tunnel Tipster. Sure. So they're on the play. They missed a land drop. I'm just going to take this out. Buy myself some time here. Keep hitting our land drops, which is perfect. The fact that we've managed to hit this on turn 4 is huge. But they missed their land drop, and so I felt like killing the Tunnel Tipster was better is for that reason. I'm going to get rid of Caught Red-Handed. Or I could get rid of my big flyer. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of my big flyer. It's a bit greedy to keep it, I think. I want my land. I could have gotten rid of the land, but I want to keep hitting mana. And I can win without this. I'm just going to overwhelm them with my Detective Satchels. I'm just going to play another Satchel here. It's not very mana efficient, but I'm not planning on using Caught Red-Handed this turn. I'm waiting for them to flip this, and then I'll know more. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Mm-hmm. Okay. Just in case I draw certain things. Yeah, like that. I'm going to sack another artifact on their turn. They're going to flip this into something good here. Perfect. That's exactly what I thought it would be. I guess I could have tried to trade with that, but I didn't really feel like it mattered that much. So they have this one copy of that card. They might have a second, but still just going to play this. I have plenty of artifacts here. I will kill this while I have the chance. Just So remember, they can actually take my cards, so I'm just going to leave the worst one in the graveyard. I have out cold to tap these guys. Sure. So I'm not quite there yet. Four. This lined up well. I'm feeling real confident about this one. I also have this caught red-handed. So far, I've been pretty happy that it's a caught red-handed, and not just the 5/5. The 5/5 would be okay here, but not crazy. I have bounce and out cold right now. Okay. So now they're just dead, right? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. No, they're not dead. Mm-hmm. Don't want that. Man, my deck is playing out really well. Sure. I'm at 4 poison. Oh no. These satchels are doing major work. I'm really liking them. And that's 10 power. No, it's not. It's 8 power, but I have this thing to win. Yes! Oh, what a win. That was great. My sideboarding really paid off, I think. I mean, maybe not the 5 mana thing, because I was winning by so much anyway at that point, but it would have been good stealing their 3/4 flyer and blocking their Ferox with it if I hadn't drawn that Galvanize, which was what I was planning on doing. So yeah, nice little win in round 1. See you folks in round 2. Welcome to round 2. Easy keep on the draw. Galvanize really helps you catch up if you fall behind a little bit. Okay, I will just galvanize that. It's whenever you turn face up. Maybe I can afford to set up a little bit. I am going to want to kill it. I'll just kill it now. I feel like they're probably going to play a disguise guy on turn 3, and I'll play my own disguise guy. Oh, they have nothing. I'll play something in disguise, no big deal. I could even get the Curious Inquiry train rolling if they miss another land drop. Just use that for card advantage for now. No! We'll get there. Tunnel tipster, eh? Well... Tunnel tip's just going to be big. But I feel like I'm on a good card trajectory right now. Sure. Nice. Good work, Tunnel Tipster. I definitely want to sack a clue this turn to keep hitting land drops, I think. Actually, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to play this. I'm going to make a 4/4. Then I'll play Deduce, and I'll just sack. I'll make a guy. If I can hit another land drop, I can play this and start churning out double the tokens. And I've got enough cards that I'm even with them on cards, but I have way more lands, way more mana, way better board state. Sure, they draw one card. That's why this card's not very good, in my opinion. Nice. I really just want to kill this guy. Just keep him back into Stone Ages. And they just concede. Okay, so they're playing green-white tokens, maybe? Oh, yeah, right, it goes black. They have the Tunnel guy. Stealing their creatures could be valuable. Blocking could be valuable. Let's just bring in the blocking package. Didn't see any flyers or anything for the Gearbane guy either. So we'll bring in that guy. And then we'll maybe bring in the same thing we brought last time. Because they might have some bigger creatures. Shrinking things into 1/1s could also be decent against them, potentially. It's funny, because normally I would get to know what their face-down creature was, because that's just one of the rules, is you get to see them. We're going to mulligan. And this is an okay hand. Not great, but at least it's got 2 spells. We're going to hope for one of our engine pieces. Ooh, they're playing another color. Ooh, that's a card against me, I'll tell you that much. That is a card that will have to die at some point, I think. Okay, this is fine. Oh, they're playing a lot of colors. I'll just play them normally. No rush. Got a couple land drops. I've got a bounce spell. I wonder what their face down card was. Probably won't change my plays too much, but it would be good to know. Like, that's one of the benefits of playing best of 3s, you get to know. Perfect. So one of the rules of just like general is if you're behind, you want to like not necessarily try to block. You'd like rather kill the thing that you're going to kill. But here I have a high enough life total that I think I can afford to just play my guy. They're going to sack their clue in response. That's fine. I don't want to take unnecessary damage. Like, I'd be very happy to trade these guys off. Okay. This card has once again proven itself to be unworthy. I'd rather have this or this. Not particularly interested in that. I think I'd rather just have the tap spell for now. Okay. Yep. They'll get to draw a card. This card's really good, but I'll be able to do some stuff about it. This is a lose-lose situation. They either get a huge flip or it's trouble. So I'll take the 2 from this. I'm pretty happy that I saved this. Yep, they were waiting the whole game to set that up, it probably looks like. And we can no longer win. Okay. Game 3. Once again, wish I knew what their face-down creature was. Game 3. They have a Galvanize. Using the card red-handed to steal one of their guys seems pretty decent. Yeah, that was a clunky draw for me. A little bit. Just a tad. And they have Airtight Alibi in their deck. That's good to know as well. I can play around that. This is a great hand. Krenko's Buzz Crusher. It does fix them a little bit, but I'm not going to be using it for that ability. Oh, I need a mountain now. No. Just play my flyer out. They have all their colors, it looks like. But if I can draw a mountain, then my Buzz Crusher will just be a huge flyer that takes out their Lush Portico. Criminologist is going to be a great way to tap out after this. Okay. There we go. Sure, we'll just kill it. Sure. Oh, I messed that up. Okay, I want to make the 1/1 still. This will be fine. Sure. If I draw my bounce spell, I just win almost. Not quite. So they take that guy out next turn. Can take out these two. So I have 3, 4, 5. So I can seal this and block that guy with it. Ooh. So they're holding up their 3 mana, it looks like. For Airtight Alibi. Which, honestly, if I had thought ahead, if now that I know I have this, I can plan a turn where I take this card out. First main phase, take out their land that they're holding up. Second main phase, take out their guy. This is a crazy game. I'm in, like, not in a great shape because Yaris has just gotten them, like, such an absurd mana advantage. And they probably have Airtight Alibi at this point, so I can't really go for the caught red-handed yet. Just hold everything up for now. So they can't Airtight Alibi both of them. And they might fall behind if they're trying to hold up Airtight Alibi. Doesn't gain trample. Whoa, we got him. We can jump this for days. We can even steal their guy at some point here. Okay, so drawing 2 lands there was not good. But we're still in this. Well, we're not in this. I mean, that was really tough. They kind of had it all, and we had to fight through it, I think, as best we could. Like, I imagine that most games where somebody has this rare, they're going to win. They just killed my stuff. Oh, that's tough. I think the quad block was correct, because then I have this thing to, like, maybe I was supposed to just chump. It just seems wrong. Getting that guy off the board seems really good. And, like, I would have still been fine, because I could have still stolen this at some point. Hit them for 8. Didn't expect them to be able to kill both my guys, but I did my best there. I had an okay draw, nothing too crazy, and they just had, like, kind of what they needed. I don't think letting them draw infinite cards with their Yaris is winning, and so I think making the block, flipping their guys, and then dealing with the flipped versions is kind of the play, and we almost were able to do that. Anyway, I mean, they had 5 lands and we had 10, and yeah, we had drawn a similar amount of cards, so it's more about just what you got to do to get through these games. Also, this being their ward guy was kind of annoying. Oh well, that was a fun one, and we'll see you folks in the finals. We'll be scrapping it out for a 2-1. Let's get it done. Welcome to the final round. We're going to keep this. It's a sketchy hand, but it can get there. Also, I will say, it would have been nice to know which morphs they had, or disguise guys they had, but I didn't get, because from games 1 and 2, when they had face-down guys, because that could have helped me make better choices, but, you know, you do what you can. Anyway, black-red, so maybe they'll have some artifacts for my gear monkey guy. There's no better feeling than scrapping out a 2-1. I mean, I think our deck is really good, but still, scrapping it out in the trenches. We're definitely not galvanizing because they'd get to investigate. We shall deduce. Sure. Ah, they're playing white mana. We'll probably galvanize something this turn. Seven, 8. They're not hitting me that hard. And now this 1-1 blocks this thing perfectly, so we're in good shape. They did nothing on their turn? What do they have in their hand? Removal? I'm happy with that, if they have removal. I added some nice little... Oh no, how do I access the cool emotes? Oh no, I forgot. I tried to set my, like, custom text box ones. Like the ones that say, like, where Gnarlids go, I will follow. I can do this at instant speed, and so I'll just do it on their turn in case I want to not discard to hand size. Two damage to any target, sure. They'll do 2 to me now. But that was going to be unavoidable. Nice. I suspect they just have a bunch of removal spells. shock. Just going to do the same thing as last time. I will attack them for 1, though. I'm still not chump blocking this thing quite yet. Might just sack a Thopter to the orangutan. 4/4 reach is pretty good here. Ah, they're going to suspect something, I suspect. Ah, the bystander is now a suspect. They have a bunch of tiny creatures that just match up terribly against Thopters, which is awesome for me. I will deduce. Ooh, that's a good draw. I could play this, but I can't free cast something for free yet off of it. And I'm kind of fine with my situation. Okay. I'll block here if they attack with this thing. Okay. So what I can do is triple block the Leering Onlooker. If they cast something, I can just zap something in response. And I'll take 4. Might even just galvanize this thing. I don't love using my removal spell like this, but I think it's okay. They can't activate the Leering Onlooker right now, because they need double black for that. And now I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 in my graveyard, so I can play this and cast Ice Cold. Out Cold, I mean. Okay, I might need to do that. Only if you sacrificed an artifact this turn. Well. Don't really feel like going for the Curious Inquiry right this second. Gonna have to keep my life total above 2. This is where I pray that they don't have a sacrifice effect. Yeah, they did. Okay. Yeah, that's bad. Real tough. I should have played that differently, maybe. Now they don't have double black for this thing. Or double white. I think they're probably splashing white. Yeah, I shouldn't have let this guy get wrecked like that. I probably should have used the free spell on something. Or should have just... Yeah, didn't really want to galvanize that guy, though. Okay. Oh, just devastated every time. That card is so bad against my deck, and it's just been godlike here. Hmm. Submit 0. Still think this is better than nothing. This game has been really brutal. These cards got me good. They could have just used them for the collect evidence mode. This is why I played it like this. They're killing my reach guys so they can use these. Sack this. Huge. Not going to go any lower than I need to. Nice. I think I've got this one now. This Curious Inquiry. Clutching up. Never mind. I still am winning this game, though. That card is completely useless to me. It actually would have countered their spell last turn, which is kind of funny. Just playing this face down so it has ward for the time being. This can make something into a suspect, which is at least something. This is an Essence of Antiquity. They gain hexproof. That's good to know about. Especially in the face of this. Oh, I messed that up. They could untap. Right, the stun. This thing untaps their guys. That was mediocre. This thing can get menaced though, so that should be good enough. I will suspect it. And if they try to cast something here, I can make something else a suspect. Wow, could I lose this? I could. Oh my gosh. Yes! Oh my gosh. I thought I was out. Oh man, that was close. Right, I can't look at the game state. This card doesn't seem as good against them. Especially because they can give the guy hexproof, which stops this pretty well. Orangutan has had way less targets than I thought it would. I think I'm happy with the configuration, though. I like having the reach creature. Gosh. My deck wasn't aggressive enough to make use of those, like, 0-3s to get to loot, which are very good. They're also good with my Detective Satchel. Because I can, like, attack, like, play the Satchel attack, sacrifice one of the artifacts, loot, make a 1-1. Not that I really want to do that, because I'd rather sack the clues to get card advantage. Sweet, sweet card advantage. Play the Bubble Smuggler. I would have played this guy, but this way I can block this guy without worrying about the damage. Remembering that they have 2 copies of the sacrifice thing. Yep, that's a fine trade for me. They have an escape tunnel. I was worried about that card. It is the sort of thing that can kill you if you're not careful. Person of interest. Sure. I can just block everything. Block, block, block. Block, block, block. No! Luckily, this guy does not match up well against my dude. Sure. This card's been pretty good. They're down to 2 cards. Very happy to make that block. Okay, well... We'll see if we can draw a land. Nice. Play this, hold up my counterspell. Every point of damage can matter. I'm glad I didn't go for this thing. I almost held it to double block. Glad I saved my artifact now. I'm actually going to sacrifice one of the Thopters. I guess I should have attacked with it first. Ugh. Well, I'm exhausting their removal before playing this thing, which is good. Sure. Nice, they milled 2 spells. Ten or greater. 10. 2, 6. I can't actually cast my Reasonable Doubt now, but that's fine. It's a conspiracy and we're unraveling it. This card's been really sweet. Sure. If they have a kill spell, they have a kill spell. No, I can't cast it for free. Sad day. Yes! Oh, we got the 2-1. Man, we kind of dominated 2 of our rounds. Actually, no, we lost a game in the first round, I think, maybe. I don't know. We kind of crushed a couple of those rounds, then we lost that one really close one. So much fun. I had a blast in this draft. The deck was sweet. Format felt like there were some close games. We just lost that crazy rare, that one game where we couldn't quite get across the finish line, but that's okay. It happens sometimes. 2-1, a nice solid record, a nice solid deck. Really fun. I'm happy with how I played. I hope you enjoyed the video and learned something. If you did make it all the way till the end of the video, leave hashtag conspiracy solved because we figured this one out. Or if you want and just want to leave something a little bit quicker, you can just leave hashtag unraveled because we unraveled the mystery. We solved the case. And our Sphinx detective was very, very cool. That is going to do it for this video. If you did enjoy it, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe for more, comment with your questions, thoughts, and feedback. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you next time.